Hello again there, friends and fans. Raptor here, and welcome back to Townscaper. Today we're going to build some more buildings, though I have an idea differently than from before. Instead of building one large city, I thought perhaps I'd build a few different buildings, and I was getting inspired by a little bit of a perhaps a symmetrical building here, or at least as close as possible. If you see from above, it kind of looks symmetrical, but in this game, of course, with the grid pattern, nothing is going to be perfect, which is just like life. Let's head over to the open screen. I wanted to show you a few things that I was working on. There's our original city we did the other day, but I wanted to show you a castle that I had kind of just free build when I was trying to practice, and then I fell in love with it. And I should have probably recorded that in Townscaper, but it looks really cool. So check this out. We've got ourselves a castle with walls upon walls and canals too, and a very long road here to several gates. It really looks nice. But it takes up a large amount of space. If we take a look here at the kind of the grid again, you can look at that. You can see how much of an area that thing fills up. And I was going to see if I could try to copy this to a clipboard and import it to the other world, but it doesn't seem to work that way. But we can still say that this is a part of our city, just somewhere off the map. Kind of like how in certain games where it loads areas, like in World of Warcraft or The Sims, if you go into a different area and you know, it loads for you, but you can't see it at the same time. So one thing I wanted to do here is finish the wall of this castle. I already have kind of a completed version of it, but this was something that I copied to the clipboard before I was finished with it. So I guess officially we can say that we're building a castle here today. We can build all sorts of different buildings in and outside the castle, so perhaps this will be more of the area of our city that's more complete and more old, and we can start building old buildings off to the sides and stuff, and build all the way to the walls, and then just continue to make other saves that continue the tradition of, you know, connecting everything together in this old city. Townscaper has been incredible, and I'm glad you guys are back for more, as I didn't really know what I thought about this game from the very start, but everybody wanted to see more, and I'm glad to see it because it is a very, very fun game. Let's go ahead and create our walls here. Maybe we can make like a little, archway or something there, but we'll try to complete this all the way across here. Okay. And I like this color here too. I wish there was more neutral tones in the game. I do like the fact that we get kind of a gray, brown, and maybe a tan color. This white color is good, but those are about the three that are available now. And they look pretty good on the water, I'd say, especially when you go into screenshot mode. Everything looks really wonderful. I think we should connect this up like this. Maybe something back here. Maybe one more. No, this might be okay. There we go. We'll make some sort of a makeshift wall all the way across. There we go. Whoa, this looks really nice. So the castle build, very easy to do, by the way. If we break this down, I want to show you exactly what I did. So essentially, we'll reverse engineer this so everything can be shown off, and now I kind of have an understanding of how I want to make castles in the future. Basically, what you can do is you just find an area where the grid is somewhat in an already pre-existing shape. In this case, it's kind of like a bell shape. And then I added several floors on top of that, so it kind of created this... I always think these look kind of like prisons here. But if you build on top of that and enclose that, of course, we get a little bit of a park, right? So now it looks like... and then it adds another roof to that, too. So remove the prison look, and now it suddenly becomes kind of a castle again, or a stronghold. And then, of course, we can add our towers again to things if we want to. And, of course, you can change anything to make this the tall tower in the corner. And that looks nice, too. If we want to do that, maybe we can make a smaller tower like that, and that looks even better. Cool. Now, to build gates like this, one of the cool things that I like about this castle the most is that there's actually some arches that really look like towers. If we make it too wide, it looks a little unrealistic because it becomes like steel. So if we take a look like this, it looks a little too modern. You can see that there's like a steel beam underneath to support it, which looks okay, but I don't like to see any of the iron here at all. But if we do one like this, you can actually see, boom. Now we have something that looks somewhat like a gate, and we can change it a little bit. This kind of looks like an entrance to a town or something like that. Very cool looking. So, yeah, we have a building here. We have our wall complete now, so we can build more buildings inside, houses and whatnot. But I think we should build something on the outside, or perhaps connect our other world to this somehow with like a long, windy pathway, and this kind of just looks like a way to the castle. But I think we can always add stuff here to the castle. Let's see, perhaps we could build like a large thing here. Let's try something like this. This is very much like a Bob Ross painting simulator. It feels more like painting than building a city, except you're doing exactly that. You are building a city. There we are. Oh, this looks nice, actually. I think this will be a nice area here for something, though I don't know what just yet. There we go. Perhaps we could put a path on the outside and make it, instead of a large open water area, more of a canal. Dutch breathing intensifies. There we are. Takes a little bit of time to do stuff, but really experimentation is key in this game. If you don't know what to do, just start doing and it'll come to you, basically. Ah, this looks nice. Okay, so now we have something here. I think I want to make this a little thinner. There we go, that looks a little nicer there. But we are given, yeah, we are at the mercy of whatever shapes we're given, so it kind of has to look like that then. Not too bad. Okay, so now we've got a lot of open areas like this. I wish we could see people in the town. Somebody was saying it'd be nice to see people moving in and moving around the town, and I think that's something the developer might have planned in the future. This was made by one person, and again, it's available on Steam for like $5. So there's really no reason you shouldn't treat yourself to something like this. Go and experiment and build some crazy stuff, and then get really into it to build things like castles and whatnot. And again, our castle here is going to be connected to our main town, at least in our mind, and it's our world, and we can kind of do whatever we want to with it and make the story as complex or simple as we want. This really looks cool. I want to build something out here, but I don't want it to look the same as the other side, so let's go ahead and just connect all the walkways up. Of course, if you've ever if you live in Europe, or if you've ever been around Europe, a lot of the spaces inside of castles and palaces are always like this, where there's a lot of room on the inside for things like this, for the troops or whatnot to move around, or for statues and things like that inside some of the other walls, as a lot of them have been like defortified and kind of turned into either museums or national historical sites where things can be put on display and you can walk around the grounds. And they look rather beautiful. A lot of good photo opportunities inside those types of locations. All right, let's finish up here. Wow, I think this looks really good. What I'd like to do is maybe, I just had a thought, could I put like little breakers or something out here? Something like that to make our castle look a little more... Oh, there we go. Yeah, well, if you ever have an idea, just go for it. And boom, there you go. That kind of looks really cool, since there's not really a walkway on the outside. Alright, let's add a few more of those. And there's a strange shape here. Oh, okay, we'll add something like that there. What could I do for maybe a little tower? Oh, that looks a little strange. Ah, that looks better. Cool, something like that. For whatever reason, we have a tower there. Neat. Alright, there's always a reason where we can come up with a story for towers being wherever. But that's kind of cool. Alright, so we have a building within a building here. Maybe this could be the stables or barracks for soldiers. And then, of course, we can put some more buildings on the inside here to make it more like a walled city. So let's see what it looks like if we build a few houses on the inside. And see if we like this. You know what? I'm going to actually keep it one away from the canal. Let's try this. Alright. Okay, that looks good, except now it's kind of created a another prison, quote-unquote prison. Let's see if we can connect this way. And what we could do is build something to connect here via a walkway. Although, again, I'm opposed to the idea of it looking like a... Yeah, I don't want it to look like a walkway up there. I want it to look more like this. So we'll have to find a way to get it to create a pathway across. Well, that actually kind of looks cool now. Wow, actually, that could be maybe our barracks instead. This looks more like a military structure. Oh yeah, that looks really nice inside. Okay, that could be maybe the Royal Guard or whatnot inside the walls, and this could be maybe a private church or some other thing for ceremonies. All right, Cool. I kind of like how this looks, actually. It really looks more military than any other structure there. And, of course, with this being a castle, I think that is appropriate and looks pretty good. We build a little house there. How does that seem? Maybe we'll do that. That looks okay. All right, let's try something. I want to keep this area open here and here. That turned out great. I like that. Let's try to do something here. Maybe a little more narrow here for the nobility, maybe? I don't know. I mean, again, we were not basing this on... This is our own world. We don't have to base this on anything. So it can follow any rules we choose. Let's build to here. And let's try to go for the garden this time around. Nice. And then can we separate the garden? There should be a way. Ah, yes, that'll build little fences like that. What if we build it down the middle? Not happy with that as much. I do like the little walls here, but I wish it were more like this. There, that looks nicer. Okay, let's go with something like that, and then we'll build another one. So building the castle from scratch does take a little bit of time to kind of find the right position, but I've noticed that before you start putting things down, if you scroll across the map, you can find those shapes that you're looking for to build a castle just like that. There's a closer look. Just wanted to give you another peek of it again. There's that. There's an iron beam there, but that's just kind of the way it seemed to work out. And then, of course, there's doors and stuff to get inside up to the higher levels. And the brickwork and stuff, the shingling, looks really nice. I'm assuming those are probably made of brick, too. Wood probably wouldn't be a great idea in this water setting like this. So, yeah, it's nice to take a look at that castle. I really should have recorded doing that, but I was like, oh, I want to make a castle in the other town. But I'm glad I didn't, because if I had, the castle probably would have had to have been purposely small in order to save enough space to actually build myself a town around it. So you can see how much room the castle takes up. Now we can build buildings all around this place. But I think it looks a little bit better on its own, because it actually makes these walls look a little bit more meaningful, since they're kind of, seems like they could almost stop a ship from ramming, or troops from landing, or perhaps cannons could be put out the windows or something as well if this castle were more modernized. Let's see if we can build maybe a... Can we build some sort of an archway here? Let's see. Just trying to see what the game will do and what we can do. Yeah, I don't like that. Okay. It's alright, it's worth a try. Okay. Now there's a large area here for people to sit down. I think this looks nice. If you walked in here yourself, a lot of nice options too, by the way, to zoom the camera in that I found out about, where you can kind of look around and almost walk into it yourself. So if you know, you walked in here and paid a fee to tour the museum, or if this were a real place, it's kind of nice to see a lot of space maximized wherever you can for it to be open. Of course, this would allow for, you know, troops to be here, and for people to walk around, carts and things to come through if they were doing trade or whatnot. Perhaps this is a storehouse of some sort, then troops there, and then more nobility. That type of thing. Looks good. I like it. Alright, let's go back to our other town now and start working on that one a little bit. We want to come back to the castle sometime for sure, but let's just take a quick peek at it and just see how everything looks. Yeah, it really looks nice when a castle's about this big. Any bigger and it almost starts to look a little unrealistic, but the wider that we make it, of course we could make the castle this large, and we could eventually expand the castle out this way and then put a wall around that. So there's really no end to the building. It's like you build something and you're satisfied with it, then you start to modify it and you build something new again. Very nice. So let's say that this castle is connected then to one of our other areas, which will be this town here in Townscaper. Oh, it's so lovely. It's so nice. So we've barely gotten started here, so we can say we'll make a windy path over here that we'll say is connected to the castle somewhere, so we can continue our story. And let's go ahead and make it, so you can see the map expands a little bit, but only to a certain limit. So let's make this road go to the castle. Alright, so we'll say that the castle's over that way, and now we're free to kind of build on other places. So we don't necessarily need like the old school looking prison anymore. I do like the quote-unquote town hall. I think this looks like a really nice thing that could either be the harbor master's office or town hall. Let's build some more houses though out of this other style. I really like how this turned out over here. So I want to make almost a mirror image on this side, just in terms of the same style. But of course, in this game, you're forced to make do with the layout of the ground underneath, which makes this game brilliant. The fact that you have to basically build things with the land is very cool, very old school. Where land could be modified, but it was very expensive or almost impossible to do a lot of it. Alright, let's build ourselves a little... let's see, this is enclosed by 2, so let's build a 2 here. So I think we'll just extend 2 out from here. Oh, this is going to be tight space. Alright, we'll see if we can try to get another archway into this one. So there's an arch there for this side. Maybe we can make an arch over here for this one. And we could extend it out. Oh, actually, it goes all the way through. Oh, I see there's actually 3 arches here. Jeez, I did not notice that. It's a lot of arches. I must have been hungry for McDonald's or something. Let's go ahead and build our pathway all the way around. So this will be for the houses here. And then we'll have to build a house on the wall of pathway on the outside of the houses. Good, good. It's looking beautiful. Okay, back in one more. And we have our garden, and we'll convert that then to a archway. And we'll make some roads here. So how do we make an archway? Where should we build that to make it look decent? I like the one path here. But I think this area over here needs to be expanded. Also over here, too. Alright, this is looking good. Very nice. Okay, this is looking really good, actually. And we'll double up on the pathway then. Makes it more viable for carts or whatnot. Okay, so let's go ahead and build our extensions here. For the little buildings there. Okay. And I think we could build ourselves an arch here, but again, if it's too wide, it turns it into a metallic, like a metal style arch. There we go. So we'll make a path there, and then we can build another one here. Good, good. I like that. Yeah. Okay, that's really looking good. I like that. Oh, you know what? For bonus points, check this out. Oh yeah, we can make another archway there. Wow, that building looks more intimidating now. It's all interconnected. That's kind of cool. And I'm going to leave this one here because I like the round corner of that one. This connected will look like this. But I think I'm going to leave it like that. I like that a little bit more. Or perhaps we could do these buildings. Ah, yes, that looks... Actually, I like that even more. Perfect. Look at that experimentation, making things look a little different yet more beautiful at the same time. Alright, I like this area here. So we've got ourselves some obvious... buildings here for maybe residents, I guess, residential homes. But of course we can make it anything at any time. Boy, I really like how some of this stuff has turned out. Okay, I'm feeling like building more to the west, closer to the castle. So I think what we'll probably do is make some buildings out to here, but we want this path to look a little bit more alone, more singled out, so that way we know that it definitely goes to the castle and can't be lost in the sea of homes and such. Now we can keep on building residential homes there. I gotta get inspired by something else. I don't like the boat dock down here anymore. I want to try something different with that. Let's try a different building or something down here. So let's build up everything in terms of a pathway down here. That looks nice. Okay, I still like having the canal there. I think that'll be a constant theme for us. In fact, we could have the canal go all the way down. Yes, maybe this will be the city center. So what we could do now I just had an idea. We can make 3 different maps that are interconnected through, 3 different areas. We can have one town built. We have our castle, we could have our old town, and then we could have another area down here that could be the harbor, for example. So we can make buildings that are much more designed to support ships and look like they belong along a harbor. In fact, what we could do is make it a large coastline for all the boats and stuff to come into, and that would look really cool. Okay, let's continue to build here. There we go. Okay, now do we fill this in? I think so. And then we just build some bridges wherever. There we go. Whatever it takes to make things look a little more filled in there. Okay, good. Yes, I really like that. That looks really good. This is more area now for residential homes. And we could probably build something on this backside too and leave a larger body of water here. A larger canal. Oh, I like that. Good, so the layout is good. So it might be a good idea in the future if I build my next city to build like a large, almost a highway here. In this case, this leads all the way to the town hall or whatever to the castle as well. So this really fits now to where we could build a harbor in the south. And we'll probably get rid of the lighthouse and make a few other changes to things. So now I'm just kind of, you know, playing it as I go along, which is really cool. 1 minute you could build a private island. Next thing you know, you built an international airport, which is probably something you could do as well if you're patient enough. Let's actually make this stay this wide. We'll keep the area about 3 blocks wide. Nice. Okay, so what I think we could do here is maybe make a larger canal. This could be a pier that goes out here, but for what reason I don't know, at least at the moment. But it is creating a sandbar underneath, so that's good. There we go. So that looks like a lot more like a nice canal there. And then here there's no real sand. Well, there is around the edges, but it still looks good with the archways, so it's believable that it could be something. This looks more islandy than the castle did. So it looks like the castle's almost built entirely like on the floor of the ocean or of the sea or whatever. Cool. Alright, let's see what this turns out to look like. Wow, this really looks weird. I like this. There's something we could definitely do something here. That looks really strange. If I build houses, they're going to look quite odd. Actually, they look a little bit better than I thought they would. But they're still going to look a little strange with that weird jagged edge there. But I don't know if that... I don't know if I want that to be homes, but I like the other colors that we've worked with. Let's see, we have white here, kind of a tan, more of a dark orange and a lighter orange here. These colors look really good so far. I don't even think the red building looks that noticeable, honestly. I mean, it is, you know, kind of noticeable, but I feel like some of these larger buildings are a little bit more of an immediate attention grab, I think. Okay. Well, I now have an idea to build a third world, so I think I'm going to never build off camera again, but I hope you enjoyed my castle, and I don't think we're done with that either. Perhaps we could put a castle at the other end, so maybe it'll be 2 castles on either side of the city, something like that. You let me know what you want to see down below in the comment section, and I'm going to keep on building, and it just never seems like it never ends in Townscaper. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you always for the support, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye, everyone.